You are listening to
Rice, Beans, and Revolution, motherfucker.
That's right. You're listening to a new episode of Rice, Beans, and Revolution. This is episode number 29. Yeah, 29. And our usual co-host Angela is not here today. She's out celebrating a friend's birthday party. I think they're at a pool party. So she's out there having fun somewhere. And we wish her the best. Be safe out there. And by the way, excuse my voice. I lost my voice somewhat last night because I was hooting and hollering at the soccer game for the RGVFC Toros. Go Toros. And I lost my voice. So just kind of bear with me. But I do have some very, very, very special guest with me. And introduce yourself. She doesn't want to. She's kind of shy. You might know her as Daveena Signs, but I know her as my girlfriend and the mother to my new baby girl.
Nobody's going to know me as Signs.
Yeah, nobody knows who you are, right?
No.
Anyway, so we're here. We're going to actually talk about the birth of my daughter, Amara Bobby Guevara. And just kind of what we went through, our experience. It's pretty amazing. What I witnessed. It almost seems like a movie. Like when I look back on it and think about it, it seems like one of those like comedy movies where you think everything's supposed to go a certain way and it goes a different way. And yeah, it was kind of like that. But so let's start from. I guess we checked into the hospital the day before. So it was on the Friday night, right after technically it was already Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And so we checked her in. It was after midnight. I remember when we were here at the house and I was nervous. I couldn't stop thinking about it because, I knew we were going in that night and she was probably going to be born sometime soon after that. So we took off. We said goodbye to the puppy, and we headed off to the hospital. And we checked her in. They put us in a nice big room, and it was a nice room.
Yeah, very big.
It was very big. It was nice, and they I had to wait in the waiting room while they did whatever. So what did I miss?
Nothing. Just ask me questions.
And when did they give you the medicine? What is it that they give you to induce?
Me a pill. They
pill.
Stick into
your vagina.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It's supposed to soften your cervix. So
okay,
because once your cervix softens, you start dilating.
Okay, so once they did that, I got called back into the room, and it took a while because I remember I was there in the waiting room. Maybe not quite an hour, but it was a while.
Yeah.
And I was just pacing back and forth. So I get called back in. I go in there. We get settled in. And because we don't know when baby's coming. We just know she's coming. But now after that, it's just a waiting game. And we waited and no baby. And then.
Well, they gave me like my first pill like at 2 something.
Okay. Did they?
Yeah.
So I was I don't remember being in the room when that happened.
Was it 2? It had to be 2 something.
I don't know. I don't remember exactly. It's all one big blur.
Well, because we didn't get up into the room exactly at midnight because we had to go through registration and all that.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
By the time
we got into the room, it was close to 2 in the morning.
Maybe like 1 something, and after they did all the questions and whatever they had to input in the computers.
Right. Okay. And then, let's see, let me think. So then we waited, and during the night, actually, while we were waiting, in the next room, we heard a baby being delivered.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. You could hear the baby crying.
And the mother screaming.
The mother was screaming. It got me. I got really excited, but even more nervous. And my plan was to try to record as much as I could for my vlog. By the way, if you don't know, I have a vlog on YouTube. My YouTube channel is called Life of Bob, and you should look that up. Check it out. I have a 3-part series that I made. I've got over 100 videos on there, but I made a 3-part series on baby being born, and so you can go and check that out. It's pretty cool. So yeah, just go to YouTube and look up Bobby Inc. And I'll be putting a link anyway down in the show notes so you can check it out. But let's see, where were we? So we heard the baby being born next door, and then we kept waiting and waiting, and you didn't go. You weren't.
They gave me my second pill at like 5 something.
5.
'Cause there's 3 pills that they can give you, I believe.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, then they'd start putting like Pitocin in your IV.
Right. So then we waited, and still no baby. It was morning. It was pretty early, so I decided I was gonna leave
Yeah.
real quick, go pick up breakfast for us, come home, check on puppy.
Well, breakfast for you because I couldn't eat.
That's true. So I left. It was maybe about 7, 8
Mm,
in the morning, Saturday
yeah, 'cause
morning.
they gave me the pill like at 5 something, and I think you left like at 7 something.
Yeah.
And that's when I started having
Contractions.
contractions.
Yeah. So I went. I wasn't even gone an hour. When I got back, you were already having contractions pretty heavily, right?
Yeah, like they had just started, but it was like 8
Yeah.
something.
8, and then it just started getting stronger and stronger, and
Yeah, like within 30 minutes. Because she's like, I'll check you at 10 something
right.
to see how dilated you are. And I couldn't wait. I
So
was
at
like,
that point, how you were dilated? How much?
5 centimeters.
5 centimeters, which is you need to get to what?
10.
10 to have the baby.
Yeah. That's when you got there. When
Yeah.
you had gotten back.
Right. And then I just remember when I got back, and as your contractions started getting stronger and stronger, like you looked like you were in a lot of pain.
Yeah, you were maybe there like within like 30 minutes. And then I told you, go get the nurse because I'm having a lot of pressure. So
Right.
from 30 minutes, I went from a 5 to 8 centimeters.
8 centimeters. I remember that. I remember her coming in. She kept coming in and checking you. And at one point, I was freaking out because you were in a lot of pain, and I felt like I can't do anything about it, and I felt really, I guess, helpless.
Yeah, because, well, when she told me I was 5, she's like, you can get the epidural. And I was like, okay, go ahead. So she's like, let me order it.
Right.
And then within those 30 minutes that she was ordering it, I went to an 8. And she's like, within the next contraction, you're probably going to be at a 10. So I didn't get to have my drugs.
Right. So that never happened. She didn't get the drugs to help relieve the pain. And then the doctor wasn't even there yet. Her doctor,
She was at another hospital.
she's in another hospital. So they had called her, but she didn't make it on time. So then within those like 30 minutes, so the nurse, I remember her saying, I can see the baby's head. And I started freaking out, and I'm trying to like secretly record, but you're not allowed to for whatever reason. And so I kind of had a hidden camera, like my phone kind of. I didn't actually get to record the birth, but anyway, I got some stuff, and like I said, you can go watch that video because it's pretty cool. But yeah, so then nurses, I remember saying, I can see the baby's head, and I'm over here freaking out. I'm like, she never got her epidural.
My water hadn't broken.
The water hadn't broken. The baby's head starting to pop out, and her doctor's not there. So then
they're like, just don't push, don't push.
I remember her telling you, don't push. And you're like, I can't help it. You're crying. And it was going to happen. And that's when she called all the nurses. I remember they all rushed in. There was maybe about, I want to say like 4 or 5.
Yeah, there was maybe like 3, 4 actual nurses, and they had like 2 students.
Okay. And I just remember all of them rushing in, and I was just standing there like, what do I do? What do I do? And I just see the baby like, boom, it just popped out of you. Like, it was so weird. And yeah, I don't even remember it seeing coming out. I see the head pop, kind of.
But my water broke right before she came
Oh,
out.
that's right. So before the nurses got called in, just that one nurse was there, and all of a sudden I just see water like poo, like I heard a pop. And the nurse got sprayed, and she's like, "Oh, it's all over me." And I'm like, "Oh my God!" Like just like in the movies, like and the water's there, and I can see the baby's head. And that's when she called the nurses. They all rushed in. She's like, "She's having the baby," and luckily they had all the stuff already set up, like all the doctor stuff that they have on the tray.
Yeah.
That's I guess they had it pre-prepared.
I don't know. I couldn't see.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't remember what it was, but it's like medical devices, and I guess they were sterilized. They had it ready. All the nurses rushed in. I'm just standing there. I feel like I'm in the way, and then I see the baby just boom pops out, and it's laying there on the bed with you, and I'm freaking out. Baby's there, and she's cleaning her up, and I thought I was going to be able to cut the umbilical cord, but then one of the nurses just rushed right over and went clip.
Yeah.
Cut it. They took the baby, and right next to the bed, they had a little incubator.
Yeah, it warms the baby.
Yeah. So they put the baby there. I'm here trying to peek, look at the baby, and trying to take pictures and video, and the nurse caught me. And she's like, "You can't be video." I was like, "I'm not. It's just photos," but I was lying. And then they're cleaning the baby up, and I'm crying. You're crying. I'm going to cry again. I'm getting all emotional.
Stop.
But hold on.
I was just relieved.
Well,
I felt
I'm
like
sure
I had to
you
take
were.
a big poop, and
Yeah. And then so they cleaned her up, and they handed you the baby. And yeah, that was it. She stayed with us for a little bit, and
I started feeding her
right away, right? And then they took her away.
For like ever.
Yeah, it was forever. And then that's, we called everybody, my family and everybody. Well, your mom was already in town? I don't remember.
Yeah, they had gotten there like a little bit after she was born.
Yeah, so she was born at 9:20.
3? It was 9:23.
9:23 a.m. in the morning. And I was just scared. Like, I was like, well, why are they asking us what her name is? Like, I wanted it to be official, like them write it down, make sure they don't misspell it.
But it was because it was the weekend.
Yeah, it was the weekend. I don't know what, our skeleton crew. And then your doctor finally showed up like later, right?
Like,
or was it the next day?
No, she came in like right after I gave birth because
Yeah, she's like, I am here to.
She does not talk.
She doesn't talk like that. She talks like.
She has like a very light accent.
Yeah,
we're not sure where she's from.
I'm
said
not
maybe
sure.
Haiti or
maybe
something.
Haiti. I don't know. But she walks in, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of late now. It's too late.
Yeah,
like,
and she was like upset that they didn't call her to tell her that I had already delivered because she was in the middle of.
Yeah, so she had to
something.
rush over from the other hospital, the next town over, and over to ours. But yeah, so.
You didn't talk about my placenta.
Oh, right. So after baby's born, and all of that stuff, they're cleaning baby up. I look over to where you're laying, and I see a nurse tugging on the umbilical cord, right? That's connected to the placenta. And she's tugging at it. I'm like, what the hell's going on over there? And all of a sudden, I see this mass of this bloody, like mass just pop out of you. There's blood everywhere. That's when I was like, oh, okay, now I feel like I'm going to faint. Because there really hadn't been any like blood. I mean, there was like liquid and stuff, but
yeah,
nothing like super weird. And then just all that blood. I took a photo of the placenta, like
it's like alien looking.
Yeah, before they carted it away. Who knows what with. But I have a photo. I never posted it because, I don't know. You might get mad if I did, but
It's just a placenta.
yeah, I know. I should post it, right?
If you want.
Okay, so I'm gonna post it. Maybe we'll think about it. But yeah, so that was our baby being born, and she's waking up right now. We have her in the rocker,
Swing.
the swing,
You can
and
hear
so
her
she's
talking.
actually 7 weeks
yesterday.
So, Amara, when you listen to this in the future, now you know the story of how you were born, and yeah, that's it. So that was the podcast.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening. Oh, and by the way, make sure you subscribe to our podcast. You can find us anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all those places. Just look us up, Rice Beans and Revolution. Also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Rice Beans. It's Rice Beans Revolution. And visit us at www.ricebeansrevolution.net. We can get a link to all our stuff. And if you really, really want to support us, other than listening, sharing, and subscribing, we sell merch. So we've got T-shirts. So when you help us, you get something in return. So go check that out. You can get the link on our Instagram, and I'll also post it down in the show notes. Baby's crying, so we got to go. See y'all next time.